What's up, my mind, your money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And as always, hopefully you are in the market and not trying to time the market because that is simply impossible to do. So let's see what's going on. It says the Dow, S&P 500, Nasdaq closed higher as U.S.-China trade tensions flare up. Okay, so let's get into it. Yes. So U.S. stocks closed higher on Monday as investors largely shrugged off escalating U.S. trade tensions with China and the European Union. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up less than 0.1%. The S&P 500 was up about 0.4%, and the Nasdaq rose 0.7%. Right? So it says China hit back at President Trump's claim that it violated the Geneva tariff truce on Monday, blaming the U.S. instead of failing to keep up its end of the deal. The mutual finger pointing was undetermined, well, not undetermined, but undermined hopes for a revival of trade talks between the two top economies and stoked lingering trade uncertainty. The escalation comes after Trump ratcheted up pressure on Friday, saying he would double U.S. tariffs on imported steel and aluminum to 50% from 25%, while a federal court last week struck down significant portions of Trump's duties, easing market fears. A higher court temporarily reinstated the duties a day later to allow legal proceedings to continue. Meanwhile, the EU said Monday that it opposed Trump's steel and aluminum escalation, throwing a wrench into those looming talks. The U.S. dollar fell as markets assessed trade war risks, with rising inflation and slowing growth in particular focus. Meanwhile, gold futures rose amid demands for safer assets. Against this backdrop, right, all eyes now turn to the critical slate of economic data this week. So economic data is coming this week, so that is something that we must pay close attention to because it will affect the stock market. Most notably, the May non-farm payroll report is due this Friday, which will offer fresh clues on how trade frictions and interest rate expectations are shaping the broader U.S. economy. There's a lot of things that affect the market, people, and you have to be aware of that, and you have to pay attention to the news so that you will be in the know. Right. So on Monday, a new data from the Institute of Supply Management showed economic activity in the U.S. manufacturing sector continued to contract in May as imports tumbled to their lowest since 2009. So that's pretty much it for the market. I have to hurry because I got to get out of here. But some stocks did do very well today. Like Meta went up $23.41 today. Closing out at $670.90. I remember when Meta back in 2020, 2021 was down to like $145 a share, and it's now going for $670.90. Again, that is why I say you must be in the market and not try to time the market. Because, yeah, I'm invested in Meta through my S&P 500. Also, Broadcom gained $6.64 today, closing out at $248.71. What else? My S&P 500 ETF SPLG closed out at 39 cents today, closing out at $69.71. Tesla, however, lost $3.77, closing out at $342.69. Mind you, just a little over a month ago, Tesla was down to 200. I remember seeing it as low as 220 something dollars, and now it's back up to $342.69. Palantir gained $26 today, closing out at $132.04. Who else? Oh, Amazon gained $1.64, closing out at $206.55. Apple gained 85 cents, closing out at $201.70. Nvidia gained $2.25, closing out at $137.38. So that is it for market news today, people, and some stocks that I am tracking. Hopefully you are investing. No matter the trade tariff issue with the EU or China, you need to continue to invest, even as things continue to escalate. You still want to invest. You want to be in the market and not try to time the market. There's a lot of money being made either way. So in order to do that, you need to create a budget, create a plan. You need to get out of debt if you're in debt. You need to get out of personal loan debt. You need to get out of credit card debt. You need to get out of car loan debt. You need to get out of student loan debt. You need to get out of all forms of debt so that you can have 100% control of your money, so you can tell your money where to go and what to do instead of trying to figure out where it went at the end of the month, right? If you have your mortgage, pay off your mortgage as well after you paid off all of your debt. Make sure that you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses set up. Ensure that you have your kids' college funds maxed out, set up, and you're investing up to 15% of your income into your retirement plan. And when you have 100% control over your money, you can ensure that if you're still working, you can make sure that you've maxed out your 401k plan 15% or more. You can set up your own brokerage account and invest into the stock market, or you can go through a financial advisor. Yeah. So I'm going to end this video here. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all, think, people, think and grow rich. That's by Napoleon Hill. Read that book. I read that book a long time ago. Or you can listen to the audiobook online. A wealth of knowledge is in there. Think. You can think your way out of anything. If you thought your way into the troubles that you're in financially, you can also think your way out of it. You just have to think, come up with a plan, and execute. If you're just thinking and praying and putting no actions behind those thoughts and those prayers, then you shouldn't expect too much to happen. Either way, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. Any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only, so please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money. All right, so you guys take care. Have a blessed day. Peace!